From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, most of us have smartphones, right? And if you've been watching Weather NorCal for a while, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or the website, do know that there's a free Weather NorCal app, right? And you can download that for free. Just go to your App Store on your iPhone or Google Play Store, search for Weather NorCal, and you've got everything Weather NorCal has to offer right there on your phone. Now, we do expect the continued off and on gusty winds. The winds weren't as bad yesterday, but they're going to be picking back up. We're noticing that even this morning here. But highs are still going to be just slightly above normal, which is somewhere in the mid-80s, by the way, for the valley. So we'll be around that or just above that here. But it is getting warmer for your Memorial Day. But I don't see any major heat wave in the long range. What I mean by that is getting into the upper 90s, getting into the triple digits. Yes, we've got some 90s in the forecast, but barely. All right, we take a look at your neighborhood forecast for today, and not much change from yesterday temperature-wise. Mid-80s, mid to even some upper 80s for some of the warmer spots in the valley. But I'm also expecting temperatures to mainly stay in the 60s, some 70s for the warmer spots in the mountains like Trinity County and some of those eastern mountains as well. Now, looking at the winds, again, this is something we have to keep monitoring because it's been gusty out there, and the winds did die down yesterday for most of us. But look at the winds picking back up this afternoon, even for the higher elevations and the coast. We take you into Thursday morning. Those winds still pretty strong for the valley to start off the day on Thursday. The good news is they do start to die down as we go into Thursday afternoon, and then going into Friday, the winds starting off fairly weak, although I expect by Friday afternoon into Saturday, the winds will probably pick back up again. And we'll talk about that, the reason why here in a second. But we do have, of course, the good humidity recovery this morning for the valley. But as those winds pick up, look what happens. Yes, we've got those humidity levels dropping again. Then we go into your Thursday morning with those gusty winds still even in the morning. We're still expecting to see some fairly low humidity, not very good recovery. And then still, even though the winds do die down by Thursday afternoon, we're still going to be looking at those low humidity levels. And then you can see as we go into your Friday morning, some decent relative humidity recovery. And then Friday morning, going through the morning, those humidities begin to drop again. So let's take a look at the fire weather risk for today and tomorrow. Of course, today we're still kind of in that low to moderate range, and taking you into your Thursday in that low to moderate range as well. Again, keep in mind, it's not just the winds that increase that fire danger, but of course the humidity and the heat. And since we're not really seeing a ton of heat, the fire danger isn't as high as it could be. But the reason why we're seeing these winds, well, there's a system passing through today. There's another system coming in late in the day, Friday and into Saturday. That's going to give us more gusty winds. These inside sliders keep bringing us those off and on gusty winds, but also keeping those temperatures at bay from really preventing us from getting too warm. Now, this system right here, it's not going to follow suit with the other storms. It's going to kind of just sit over the Gulf of Alaska. Meanwhile, high pressure begins to build in our region, and we see temperatures begin to increase for your Memorial Day. Then we go into your Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. This cooler air begins to kind of push eastward. So that's going to push the warmer air to our east, and our temperatures begin to drop again going into the middle of next week. Now, the temperature outlook has us in that near normal category. As I mentioned, they're kind of going up and down here, but overall trend is keeping those temperatures around normal for this time of the year. So there's that storm system going to be passing down to the south and east here as we go through the day today, and that's what's going to give us gusty winds, with another one coming in behind that for Friday and into Saturday in particular. So let's take a look at our chances for rain, because yeah, there is some rain in the forecast for some of us in the mountains. Let's show you that. So the clouds this morning that we're seeing, those will dissipate through the afternoon for the mountains, even out along the coast. So starting off pretty foggy there, right? But then we go into your Thursday, And what we're seeing here, just a couple of passing high clouds for Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. Looks like maybe some low clouds trying to make their way into parts of the coast as well. But you see how we're just seeing some high clouds kind of filtering through on Thursday, but still no rain at this point. Now, when we look at futurecast going into your Friday morning, we're beginning to see a pop-up over the mountain of Mount Shasta. Now, that's not to be terribly unexpected, but we could eventually see some development, not a lot, but some development Friday afternoon into even Saturday for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains. Something worth watching, something to think about if you do have camping plans in this area. I'm not anticipating it to be a big rain event, but if you get caught under a sprinkle or a light shower Friday afternoon or even into Saturday, don't be surprised because Futurecast is picking up on that. I don't think it's going to be quite as aggressive as you're seeing here for the valley, but I think, again, it's this general area here, even through midday Saturday, that we could see the chance for some of those showers. But then after that, chances for rain are pretty much gone again. We've got these storm systems that are riding to our north and just clipping us, giving us some clouds. And also with these storm systems riding to our north through next week, that keeps our temperatures from really warming up a whole lot. So looking at the precipitation outlook, I'm not really buying this wetter than normal conditions. However, normal rainfall for this time of the year is not very impressive. So if we see any rainfall, then most likely that's going to be above normal. But you get the idea, we're just not going to see much in the way of rain. Looking at our wave heights for today, they're pretty high up there, but it looks like we don't have any small correct advisories or anything of that nature. They should die down a little bit going into your Thursday. Here's a marine forecast for today. Winds from the north at about 15 to 20 knots. So again, no small correct advisories or gale watches or warnings or anything of that nature. But again, keep in mind, those wave heights are a little elevated. There is going to be some patchy fog and even some drizzle out there, especially this morning. Chances may diminish here going through the second half of the day. All right, here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Again, notice the temperature is kind of going up and down. Now, there is going to be a slight increase going into Monday and Tuesday, but keep in mind, we're not going to see a huge increase in those temperatures. Looking at the north coast, kind of status quo there, mid to upper 50s, eventually up to about 60 degrees by next week, Tuesday. Taking you into the inland areas, also that up and down, back up to about 80 degrees by Monday, Tuesday of next week. And your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Now, I have included, especially for central and eastern Siskiyou County, a chance for some showers come Friday and into at least the first half of the day on Saturday. That's also the case for Modoc County as well. Once again, I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans, but just be prepared for the fact that you may run into a brief shower on Friday or Saturday. It's going to be few and far between. Not everyone's going to see it. I don't think so. But you can see about 72 degrees for Westwood today, 74 degrees for Shingletown and Paradise. And you're getting close to 80 degrees today. And your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Yeah, another warm day. I think some of us could get close to or maybe even touch 90 degrees again for today. Otherwise, you head north, not quite as warm. 85 degrees for Redding, 86 for Red Bluff. And then you're going to see Lakehead, a high of about 83 degrees. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. Temperatures mid-80s today, tomorrow. A dip on Friday, a bigger dip on Saturday. Yeah, we're down to the upper 70s on Saturday for the Valley. But then temperatures start to climb again. We're in the upper 80s on Monday and around 90 by next Tuesday.